All right, guys, I want to kind of vent a little bit, and I may be wrong and may be right, but I want to see what you guys see. I've had a Kia Rio engine. It's a 2017 for about, I don't know, right at 6 years. And I've been having a problem with oil consumption. The Kia place has took it in a couple of times to do this. Sometimes they say it's okay. Sometimes they say it's going through a little bit too much oil. So they did an oil soak on it, an engine soak is what they call it. Um, so I'm going through a quart of oil sometimes over a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. Kia does engine oil changes at 5,000 miles. The car only holds, I think, 4 quarts of oil, which says if you don't check your oil and you don't keep an eye on it, if you drive it the 5,000 miles that they recommend and you bring it to them, it's going to be empty on oil. You're going to wind up having your light come on, and you're going to be putting so much oil in these vehicles. I would recommend not buying a Kia. I did not know this. I was not told this when I bought the car, that the Kia engines would be going through so much oil. But they're stating that it's normal for a Kia engine to go through a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. So my biggest thing is, number one, I've never had a car that went through that much oil before. Number two is, if you have to change your oil every 5,000 miles and you are going through a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, that's 5 quarts of oil. Why would you even do an oil change if you're having to put brand new oil right back in it to do an oil change on your vehicle? It don't make no sense. The car's not smoking. I mean, it's running fine, but it's using extremely too much oil. And I just feel that there's a problem. When they did this oil consumption test this time, which is just a day or two ago, I drove it home the other day and parked it. That's, probably 40 miles maybe. Brought it home, parked it in the driveway, checked it this morning, and it was halfway down on the stick on oil. I called them back and they said, "Oh, well, everything on the test showed fine," but yet they didn't tell me that it was low on oil. They didn't tell me that, hey, we need to fill it back up to the right level. They just let me drive it like that, so I would possibly run it back out of oil again without knowing anything about it. Um, like I said, I drive a 2017 Kia Rio, and the way that I see it is, if these Kia engines are going through so much oil, then why don't the dealerships tell the customer before they buy the vehicles on the lot, hey, you're going to go through a quart of oil every 1,000 miles? They're not going to do that. So if you happen to be looking for a Kia of any kind and it just ain't Kia Rio, you better start asking a lot of questions, because it seems to me that that's misleading. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you are fixing to buy a Kia, you need to ask, and you need to be aware that if you buy a Kia, that you're going to be going through a ton of oil before you even have an oil change. So I really don't know what to do now but drive it and take it back to them and drive it. My car right now has probably got about 85,000 miles on it. 80, well, I think it's 83 or 85. And my next oil change is 86,000, and it's already halfway down on the stick now. And they did an engine test on it after they did the soak. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to throw that out there. That's a little bit of my pet peeve for today. I just wish that I would have knew this beforehand, before I even bought the car, that the car would be going through that much oil. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for stopping by.